What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Hussle. And yes, it's the best money and credit channel on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell. So whenever I drop new sauce, new lessons, new methods, and giveaways, you'll be the first one to be notified. You'll be the first one to know what's going on. And hey, you might be the first one to win something for free. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all the YouTube channels. Also, make sure you follow me on my Twitch, King Hustle Live. I do all my freebies and giveaways from those YouTube channels and the Twitch. So make sure you subscribe and hit the all notification bell so you won't miss out on nothing. Also, make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. All you gotta do is put the title on every video. Once you put the title on every video, at the bottom in the description, all my social media links will pop up. All right. Got a lot of fake King Hustle pages out there, so please get a FaceTime verification call or video to make sure you see this face. Make sure you are doing legit business and you are getting what you pay for. All right. And before we get anything started, this is all educational purposes only, not telling anybody to do anything. So let's get this thing started. Hey, let's get this thing started. Hey, what to do, my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, my real Hustle Nation Empire family members, and we are back at it again with the gems, back at it again with the sauce, back at it again with the information that's gonna turn you into a boss. So you tired of being a zero? You ready to be a family hero? Listen up, take a seat, get your notepad and get your pen, because you already know when I drop these videos and y'all get them notifications, there's gonna be some information that's gonna help you win, keep you informed, and keep you entertained. So today, you already know we back at it again with the new methods, the new scams, the new fraud procedures that people got everybody in the world doing today is getting some money, making some money, and people are trying to figure out what is going on. How are people, so many people in the world, starting to make so much fast cash? What are they doing? And a lot of people are coming over to the scam and the fraud world, the dark web world, and there are a lot of new methods that's going on that's getting a lot of people revenue. And one of the most common scams right now, or scams right now, is um the spoof calls, text messages, fake fraud departments, and people getting access to people's bank login information and bank accounts and transferring or doing whatever they want to do to the account, right? And the banks aren't doing nothing about it because they're not they're banks don't cover scams. Banks cover fraudulent activities. And by people not being educated and knowing the difference between a scam or fraudulent activity, they think everything is a scam, everybody is a scammer, everything is just scam. And it's not. And I try to educate you guys on that so you guys can know the difference, so you guys can know like what's really going on out here. So you got three different people in the dark web world. You got scammers, fraudsters, and hackers. Scammers are people who social engineer, manipulate, or trick people, victims, into sending their own money. Then you got fraudsters. Those are people who basically steal information and utilize somebody else's information that they stole to receive funds. That's fraudulent information. So stealing somebody's identity, getting a credit card, a debit card, getting checks and cash and checks, um, getting a car, getting an apartment in somebody else's name. All this, those things are fraud. That's what bank covers. Then you got hackers. Hackers are people who get into databases, compromise things, hack, steal information, and sell information. That's what they do. They're the ones who sell the information to the scammers, the fraudsters, and the people on the dark web. So those are three different people who do three different things, and people don't understand it. They think everybody is a scammer. Everything is a scam when it's not. So understanding that will understand a lot of different things. Now, since COVID-19, people have COVID-19 put light on a lot of different things: scams, fraud, the dark web, and credit, and banks. These things right here. Ever since COVID-19, scams and fraud have been up 600 to 800% because now people are seeing, not people seeing how easy it was for other people to get fraudulent, get PPP loans with fraudulent businesses, and people are creating fraudulent businesses all the time, from actual fake documents. Not even, I'm talking about not going through the Secretary of State, just making fake documents, fake certificates, all that, and getting away with it, and fake LLCs and getting away with it. And a lot of people, a lot of those people got millions of dollars in funding, and those same people are now in jail for different fraudulent reasons. But that put light on credit, loans, credit cards, lines of credit, different ways to get revenue, get money. And now people seeing how You can utilize CPNs and stolen identities to get funds in other people's names. And because we all know when you get loans, you got to pay it back. When you get credit cards, you got to pay it monthly. When you get these things, you got to pay it back. So the mind frame is how can we get those exact same things without not having to pay it back? So that's where the CPNs and pre-built CPNs come in at, because now they need to find identities and different credit profiles to get these loans, credit cards, and lines of credit in without it coming back to them. Because if it doesn't come back to them, but they got the funds, it's basically free money to them. So now they say, okay, how do we get this loan? How do we open up this business? How do we do this? How do we do that? Utilizing credit in businesses and banks or personal credit. Now they're saying, okay, we can create this profile utilizing this number that hasn't been issued to anybody, but it's going to take longer to mature this credit profile. So we need to get this money now. So then that's why people use stolen identities, quote unquote, pre-built CPNs, or some people even call those CPNs, not knowing the difference. Because at the end of the day, there is no way for you to buy a credit profile that's already established without nobody knowing you, without your information, without any of that. So that should be a red flag already that this is stolen information. And then people get fake IDs to match the stolen information. And then they act like they don't know it's stolen information. Because when you get a CPN, it's going to be that person's information who has it. It's going to be the same information. It's not stolen identity. It's not nobody. No, everything's going to be the same, but the number and the address. That's it. Everything else is going to be the same. So it's a difference. And that's why people think CPNs are people who use deceased people, homeless people, children. No, those are pre-built CPNs. Those are already established credit profiles that are matured. That's why they use stolen identities and credit profiles to be able to get things faster. Cars, apartments, open up accounts. Because now, like I said, wherever there's money being made, there's going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed. And since these banks and these and the government and these businesses making it easier for people to do certain things, they're also making it easier for the scammers and the fraudsters and the hackers. 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you couldn't open up a bank account online. You can apply for a loan, credit card, line of credit online. Fast forward in today's world, you can do everything from your phone. Apply for a bank account, a loan, a credit card, a line of credit, a mortgage, sign documents, everything from the phone. You don't even gotta physically go into these places anymore. Everything can be from a phone. And by the making the evolution of the world in these generations, they're now making it easier for people to get the documentations that they need to be able to send over to get approved for these things. They're making it easy for people nowadays because it's not illegal. They got systems on the clear net where you can generate bank statements, generate pay stubs, generate W-2s, make your own for legit reasons. And like I said, wherever there's money being made, there's going to be some type of scam or fraud being committed. They're making it easier for the scammers and the fraudsters because the same thing that regular people are doing to get approved for these loans, credit cards, and lines of credit and correct documents for legitimate things, the scammers and fraudsters are utilizing the same thing to do illegal things. And that's just the truth. And people don't want to face the truth. They can't handle the truth. And this is the real world. Like I said, this is all educational purposes only. Not telling anybody to go out and try to do any of these things, but at the end of the day, this is the real world that we all are in, and these things are happening on a daily basis. Right now, somebody's committing some type of fraud with a bank, some type of scam on the dark web, trying to buy something, trying to cash some type of fake check, cloning some type of card. All these things are happening right now as we speak. Somebody's getting a job right now. Somebody's buying a car right now. Somebody's doing a lot. People are doing everything that you can imagine right now. And that's just how the world works. So people are starting to figure out ways how to do these methods. So with the spoof calling and text messages and acting as if they are somebody from the fraudulent bank, they frauding these spoof bots. Now, spoof bots are not illegal. It's just illegal when you utilize them in a certain way. There are many spoof bots out here. For instance, my phone robot. That's on the clear net. Anybody can go on my phone robot on the clear net, create an account, and Spoof call their friends, spoof call their parents, spoof call anybody. But scammers and fraudsters are figuring this out and they're utilizing them in illegal ways. Calling people, utilizing the bank's fraud department numbers, calling people and sending out text messages as if they are the fraud department and stealing, or not even stealing, because the victim is basically voluntarily giving that person the information that they're asking for. And this happens because the scammers or the fraudsters go on the dark web. And there's so many different places on the dark web, forums, sites, you name it. And they find the place where they can get banks databases. They buy whatever bank database that they want. So it might be a Chase Bank, a Wells Fargo, a Bank of America, a Navy Federal, whatever bank. They buy a database. It might be 50 people, 100 people, 20 people, 10 people. Just amount, how much different amounts. So they go buy this database, and now they got all these people who got a bank account with this bank's full. So all the information, so they know certain information. So they say, okay, we're gonna get this bank's fraud department number. We're gonna put it in this spoofer. We're gonna put the number of the victim, the number of the victim we're gonna call. We're gonna call him that way, and it's gonna pop up as the bank. We're gonna send a text message. Hey, are you trying to? Did you spend $500 or trying to spend 500 at Walmart, Best Buy, whatever? Are you trying to wire transfer 2,000, $1,000, whatever, whatever? By them actually having a bank account with this bank is going to get them paranoid. They're going to think it's actually their bank. So they're going to have a better chance of people responding. Vice versa, they're just going to buy random profiles and sending out random text messages and only getting an X amount of text messages back because everybody don't got a Chase Bank, everybody don't got a Wells Fargo, everybody don't got the exact same bank. But when you get the bank's database, you know they have a bank account with this bank. So it makes it easier for the scammer or the fraudster to be able to get a reaction from more people. So once they get a reaction, they play the script, they send out the text message, they respond no. They say, okay, somebody will be in contact with you shortly from the fraud department. Probably a minute later, they call, utilizing the same spoofer, acting as if they are somebody from the fraud department, and they give them the script as if they're going to help them change their login, making mobile login information. So they say, hey, whatever script that they want to give them, they say, well, what is your current login information? They give it to them, then they ask them, what are you trying to change to? But at the same time, that scammer is actually logging into that person's bank account. And then when they do log into that bank account, they get that one time password. And the bank sends it to the actual victims. But they think they are talking to the bank. So the bank is that person is going to ask the victim for that one time password to verify it. They're going to give them that code. So once they give them that code, all fair and games is offer the bank giving that person back the money, because on the other side looking in, it looks as if that person is logging into their bank account because that one-time password was sent out and received and it was correct, and it's going to show that in the system. So now the bank is looking at it as if, hey, for the outside looking in, it looks like you logged in, you had the right one-time password, and it looked like you the one who sent the money out. We don't know what's going on. You verified everything. You had everything correct, even the on-time password, and that password goes to either your private number or your private email. So only you can privately get it and put it in. So that's how they looking at it, and that's how banks scam people, because they know what's going on out here, and by them knowing that and they not explaining the difference between frauds and scam, they take that loophole and they basically accept it. Like, okay, we need this loophole so we can not have to pay back people money. But banks will pay back the people the money once it hits the news. Point blank. Period. So if you ever are in that situation and the banks are not trying to give you back your money, contact the news, make them make a report on it, and the banks will give your money back, because the banks don't want to look like an institution where people push their money and money is being stolen and they don't want to give you your money back, because everything is FDIC insured by the federal government, but only fraudulent activity, not scams. So once the bank has to pay back that money, then they gonna go look for that scammer. But if they don't gotta pay back that person for that, or the victim that money, they not gonna go look for the victim. And that loophole is what the scammers want, because it's basically free game for them. So a lot of people are finding these bot spoof calls and utilize them in these ways. Like I said, my phone robot is a spoof um app that people use for legal activities, pranking their friends, pranking their family members, just pranking people, and people have figured out that this exists, and now they're using it to send out fraudulent text messages, fraudulent calls, and scam people into getting their banking information. So it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there, because these things are happening on a daily basis, and a lot of people are falling for it. So like I said, make sure you guys are getting your Northern Life Block to monitor all your financial and social media accounts to make sure no suspicious activity is going on, and to monitor the dark web to make sure none of your personal information is being sold. So make sure you guys are getting your Northern Life Block. Make sure you guys are freezing all three of your credit profiles, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experience. Nobody can get anything in your name. And make sure you guys are getting new debit card and credit card numbers every so often. New cards, new information, fresh start. All right. We tap, swipe, insert all day, every day, and order online. And all this our information is stored on so many different databases. That alone should scare you. So make sure you get new cards with new information for that fresh start. Um, and with that being said, man, it's just all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware out there. Don't If you get those text messages, you call your bank. You get a phone call, hang up and call your bank. Because then you will know if you're actually talking to somebody from the bank, and you'll know if this is actually something that's happening. Because a lot of people don't, and they fall for it. All right, so shout it's all about being more safe, being more cautious, and being more aware of the crazy things that's going on in this real crazy world that we all living in. All right, so shout out to all my real King Hustle fans, supporters, subscribers out there, because without y'all, there'd be no me. Y'all motivate me keep going. Y'all motivate me keep dropping the sauce, and y'all motivate me keep y'all entertained. So shout out to all of y'all. Anybody out there that's tired of being broke, because it ain't no joke, let's get to work. FaceTime 101 limited gyms are $1,000, but for limited time only, I'm doing them for 600. Yes, 600 cash app or Bitcoin payment. Once the 600 is on your Cash App or Bitcoin balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we will go from there. All right, no screenshots, no replies, no 21 questions, and please do not yell me. Also, make sure y'all book your seat on the webinars Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 250, 10 seats available. Ask me and get help with anything that you want to get help with. So let's don't miss out on that. Make sure y'all book your seat on the crypto tour in person limited gyms, 3,500, $500 deposit. But yeah, 3,500. Make sure y'all booking y'all see on a month-long mentorship, $1,000. Make sure y'all checking out my vendor platforms on Telegram and the Potato at Millionaire Networking World. Still looking for people for the production company. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit the all notification bell on all my YouTube channels, my Twitches, IGs, TikToks. Make sure y'all checking out the crypto world, because it's changing people's lives. And make sure y'all getting in where y'all fitting in with these loads. All right, 120 and up, Cash App, Bitcoin payment. Once it's on your balance, send me a screenshot. Let me know your payment ready, and we'll go from there. All right, you sit back, relax, and you do nothing to receive your payout. So with that being said, it's your boy King Hustle. Y'all know how to get down in these videos. I'll see you at the next lesson video or live. Peace.